It's 2:59 in the morning. You just woke up. For the third time this night, you feel like a zombie, more dead than alive. And yet, you need to get up, because someone's little life depends on it.
Hi, my name is Marianne Schuler, and the next 4 minutes can literally save your sanity and maybe even your child's life. Because not only will I show you a scientifically proven way to have your child enjoy restful sleep, I will also reveal why standard advice like Ferberizing or co-sleeping can cause long-lasting damage to your child's nervous system. Damage that makes him more susceptible to anxiety disorders and even panic attacks later in life. The information I'm sharing here with you is entirely based on groundbreaking research done by Harvard Medical School and the Stanford Center for Sleep Science and Medicine, along with my over 20 years of experience as a clinical psychologist. But most importantly, I am a mother just like you. And in this presentation, I want to tell you how the fitful sleep of my 3-year-old sweetheart, Lewis, led me to a discovery that has already helped more than 17,643 parents to finally enjoy the restful sleep they have been craving. People like Bryony Adams from London in England.
Hi Marianne, just wanted to say thank you in person. When I found your presentation, I was so sleep deprived that I could barely remember my own name. I think I spent at least 7 hours a day rocking little Ava here to sleep. I felt so lost and alone in my sleep deprivation that I often started crying for no reason. I had tried all kinds of sleep techniques and strategies without success. I was worried you'd talk about the same old, but I was wrong. Your information is clear, concise and straight to the point. It really works. The proof is right here in my hands. Thank you from all of us.
And Jennifer Williams from New York, who recorded this.
Hey there, look who's sleeping in my arms. This is my son Jacob, who has had trouble staying asleep since birth. Your presentation has been such a blessing to our family and has literally rescued me from the slippery slope of depression. Your step-by-step advice is well-researched, nurturing, and amazingly effective. After using your routine, Jacob was sleeping in 30 minutes. We were in complete shock, and my husband even asked me what we should do now that we have our lives back. I don't know how I can ever thank you enough.
Irene Johnson from Warren, Michigan, sent me this little clip.
Hi, Marianne. So my pediatrician recommended your site. He said that you are spot on with your explanation of how a 4-month-old's sleep changes and that I should follow your advice. And he was totally right. My daughter now sleeps through the night, and it's only because of your tips. I'm also breastfeeding, and I can't thank you enough for encouraging us to work through sleep issues without quitting breastfeeding. I was really right on the verge. I've shared your site with many of my friends with babies, and they all love it too. I hope this video can help spread the word.
Now, don't worry, watching this presentation won't cost you a cent. Even though I'm giving away so much free yet hard to find information, I've been told I should charge for it. So follow it to the end now while it's still online and still free, because the tips it contains will regulate your child's sleeping patterns the holistic way. I'm sure you've already tried other methods, so you know many of them are not just ineffective, but downright dangerous. And why would you risk your little one's health when you can soon enjoy a happier, more relaxing, and easier to parent child who looks forward to his bedtime just as much as you do? Fact is, falling asleep is a habit, and all kids can learn it, no matter their age. I know it's hard to believe, and I would have been the first to doubt it just 1 year back. You see, when Lewis was born, we were on cloud 9. Not only was he the cutest baby we'd ever seen, he was also an amazing sleeper. And while all our friends kept complaining about wakeful nights, we felt we'd won the lottery twice. But during the 4th month, everything changed. All of a sudden, Lewis woke up every 2 hours, sometimes every hour, every single night. And the more tired he was, the faster his wheels were spinning, much like an overwound toy until they crash. At first, we thought it was just a temporary thing, and that we could soon go back to being a happy and well-rested family. But we couldn't have been more wrong. Louis' sleeping problem continued, and we started growing desperate. What made it even worse was my feeling of guilt. I loved him so much, and now he was suffering and I couldn't help him. What was I doing wrong? Why were we failing so badly at being good parents? I was a psychologist, for crying out loud. Something like this should never happen to me. I was clearly in over my head. It sounds logical looking back, but it took me months to throw in the towel and look for outside help. We went online to find a solution, but it felt like drinking from a fire hose. An avalanche of conflicting information that makes you feel even more lost. And yet, we bought the books, the tapes, and even got a $200 sleep consultation that gave us advice so terrible, we decided not even to try it. I finally hit the breaking point when, after 5 months of sleep deprivation, my husband caught me screaming at Louis, screaming to keep his mouth shut. I wasn't angry with him. I was angry with myself, and I felt humiliated for being a mean bee who shouted at her own innocent little boy. At that moment, I knew if I didn't take decisive action, if I didn't find a way to restore the sleep of my child, I would either have to check myself into a rehab center or end up divorced. So I reached out to doctors and psychologists I had worked with in the past.